G'day folks, Starlo here again and welcome to another episode of the Fishing Hub. And tonight's is definitely the biggest and most ambitious episode that we've brought to you so far. Now don't forget that you can ask us questions or make comments at any time while the live stream's on, and we'll see them come up down the side of our screen. The theme for tonight's show is time and tide, and as we know from the old saying, they wait for no man or woman. Timing can be really important in fishing, and not just in tidal saltwater scenarios, as we'll see tonight. We're going to delve back into the old Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures archives and show you a couple of fantastic clips. We're also going to share lots of tips and hints with you. We're going to be joined by two really popular YouTubers. Our old friend Shroom is back, and we've got a newcomer to the show in the form of Robbie Alexander from Robbiefishing. I'm sure a lot of you already follow Robbie, and he's a fantastic presenter. But first of all, let's jump in the time machine and shoot back 25 years or so to the old Rex Hunt Fishing Adventure days to join Rex, myself, and well-known fishing photojournalist and member of the judiciary, Cole Roberts, up in the Kimberley region of northern Western Australia. We're chasing mangrove jacks in a tidal estuary, and there's also a little bit of saltwater crocodile action in this one. And I think some of it probably comes under the heading of, don't try this at home, folks. Check this out.
With me today, the human incinerator Steve Starling and the judiciary Judge Cole Roberts from Broome. Now, they're two of the best-known writers for modern fishing in Australia, and they've invited me on a bit of a sortie up this marvellous estuarine system at the top of Vansittart Bay. And one of the inhabitants, as you can see, has already said, by gee, there's Steve Starling and Cole Roberts, who's that other bloke? But this is just sensational. There are some things you can't put a value on. And in Rex Hunt's Fishing Adventures, don't worry the Rex Hunt fishing business, folks. This is truly adventures at its very best. Cole, this is quite a unique area in that clearly, if my peepers haven't done me a disservice, I reckon there's 1.5 foot, 2 foot of water above us, and it's like a waterfall. I know the tide's coming in, but what's happening here?
What you've got is a natural rock barrier here. Tide comes in, actually has to go over the rocks before it then flows upstream down to the water level, which is on the upstream side lower than the tide side. So it physically flows down until it reaches an equilibrium. Once it reaches equilibrium, it'll slow down, then it'll turn and go out, and in the end we'll end up with another rock barrier. And in fact, the tidal water will be lower on the outside than what it is on the inside.
Oh, I understand. It's like time on being time off and time on being not off. It's like when the tide's in, it's not in, but when it's out, it's not really out because it's coming back in because it didn't go out in the first place.
Something like that.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Something. Could be a finger mark, mate.
Yeah, that's a finger mark. Oh, beautiful.
Isn't it a beautiful little finger mark brim?
Oh, the colour's great on them.
Now, do they grow into golden snapper? Is that what they call them?
Golden snapper's the Northern Territory name for them. The correct name is really finger mark.
Is it? Not unlike in its characteristics mangrove jack, are they?
Incredibly closely related. This is Lutejanus johni, and the other one's Lutejanus argentimaculatus.
Also known as spotted scale sea perch.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful fish to eat, but might put that one back, eh? We've got enough fish.
Yeah, got no shortage of fish around here.
Holy, look at him. You got your friend there, Steve.
Yeah, he wants this jack, I think.
Tell you what, look at him coming in on
He's not going to have it.
Hey, mate. Now listen, this is Rex Hunt Creek. This is not Crocodile Dundee Creek.
Excuse me.
Have a look at him.
Oh, he's going for the, what's
Oh no, he's going for the jack. Oh, the jack's swimming hard to get away from him. Don't they go hard in this current?
Good sized jack too.
Yeah. So, one more for the Barbie.
Oh, I think so.
I don't like putting my hands in here very much.
Cook gave us strict instructions to bring home some jacks.
Okay, there's one. Nice mangrove jack on the new Rapala Husky Jerk. A plastic-bodied Rapala. They're famous for their timber lures, but they also make beautiful plastic lures with rattles. And I tell you what, it's been working really well, especially in that blue metallic finish. What a great-looking fish. Watch your feet there, Rex. Look at that mullet. That's a scary monster mullet.
I'm trying to get him out of that mangrove system. I tell you what, they've got some power, these jacks. Cole, how are you going with yours?
Yeah, got him here now. I'm just leaving him in the water.
Yeah, I reckon I saw something behind my jack.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's at least 2 more jacks there,
Is
I reckon.
there?
Yeah.
What happens here? They sort of all get the message, Steve, do they?
Exactly, I think... Oh, there he is, there he is. They put out vibrations and excitement and, you know, it turns the other fish on.
All right. Well, as long as it doesn't turn that croc on, mate.
That's what you've got to be careful of.
I want my breakfast.
Go
I don't
ahead
want
and
him
land yours now. I think they've lost the buzz
Well,
of
we're under
excitement.
There he is. Look, Steve over the right.
Yep.
We're under strict instructions to take some lunch back, Your Honour.
Yes, indeed.
So we better keep this one and you can give yours a bit of a kiss.
Yep.
Look at that. Mangrove jack. Tell us a bit about the mangrove jack before we go back, mate.
Yeah, well, he's in the lute-janid family that includes a lot of these fish that look the same. The Americans call them snapper. And they've got a mouthful of teeth, very canine teeth. They're an ambush predator. They'll sit behind a rock in the current and bang, they hit the bait fish as they come by. Beautiful fish. He can grow to 8 or 9 kilos, but usually the big ones move out onto the deep reefs. The fish up to about 3 or 4 kilos are found in the estuaries. Beautiful eating fish.
Your Honour, give us a look at yours. And his worship's fish?
Giant trevally. Not called a giant because this one's particularly big, but that's just the name of the species.
Call them blurters?
Blurters. GTs, erroneously known as turrum. People used to call them turrum years ago. They're not a turrum, that's a gold spot trevally is a turrum. You can pick the GTs by the big powerful jaws and the teeth. Bit of yellow here on the fin tips, very sharp scoots, modified lateral line scales here that can cut your finger to the bone if you're not careful. Pretty good to eat too, but we might... Look, there's a little shark. Look at that little black-tip whaler there.
Well, while Steve still plays with his toys, the waft of bacon and eggs comes from Backlash. It's time to head back for a little bit of filling of the stomach. Mangrove jack, trevally, the whole lot. It's been a marvellous morning for Mo, Larry and Curly. The Three Stooges. It's time to go back, and we're going to do some more this afternoon when the tide goes out a bit. Come on, you blokes, let's go and eat.
Some wonderful memories there, but I don't think I'd be quite so keen to be sticking my hands in that water these days. I'd like to think that I'm a little bit older and also a little bit wiser these days. And how was Cole Roberts' explanation of how the tides work absolutely hilarious, and Rex was right onto it. Tides are really important in that scenario, as they are in a lot of, well, nearly all saltwater scenarios, and we'll be talking more about that as the night goes on. But remember I said that we've got a prize up for grabs tonight? Well, here it is. It's a Ray Broughton handcrafted timber lure from the RT Broughton Lures stable. An absolute cracker. You'd be able to catch a big mangrove jack or a barra or a Murray cod or whatever on that lure. It's a beauty. And Ray has kindly put it up for grabs tonight to one lucky live stream viewer. Now, to be in the running to win it, you're going to have to watch the show right to the end, and you're going to have to pay a little bit of attention, because I'm going to ask a question based on one of the presentations tonight, and anyone who answers it correctly in the comments and chats down the side of the live stream will go in the running to win that RT Broughton lure. You can answer on any of the 4 YouTube channels that we're simultaneously live streaming on tonight. My own Starlo Gets Real channel, Rex's Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures channel, Shroom's Shroom Fishing channel, or Robbie Alexander's Robbiefishing. So it doesn't matter which one of those you're watching it on. put your answer up on there. We'll collate all the correct answers. They'll all go into a barrel, an electronic barrel, and we'll draw one lucky winner out for the lure after tonight's show, and we'll post it out to them. Now, speaking of Shroom, it's time to catch up with the mighty Shroom. Over to you, mate.
Thanks, Starlo. Firstly, I'd like to say I commend you on being so bold and courageous, sticking your hand in that water, saving that mangrove jack's life. I have no doubt about that. Whilst that crocodile was literally eyeballing you about a meter away from the boat. I wish I had that kind of courage. And Rex, what was that explanation about tides? I had to ponder about that one. How did it go again? When the tide's in, it's flowing in, but it's not actually flowing in because it was never flowing out in the first place. And then you tried to explain that with an AFL analogy with time on, time off. I think you lost everyone in the chat there. You certainly lost me, but that was such a great moment in that clip there. And guys, speaking about tides, I'm going to be presenting the next clip, which is of me fishing up in the local waters in Sydney, the Georges River system. And tides obviously plays a major part in the movements of fish. This place halfway up the river, so there is a little bit of a lag between where the tides are reported at the mouth of the system as the system starts pushing water in and then pushing water back out through the system. Tannin stains water, catching your local bread and butter species such as brim, flathead, and so forth. So guys, if you enjoy that kind of fishing, sit back and watch this next bit. Hop and a skip. What's up guys, it's Shroom on the river today. Welcome to another video. I'm excited. The sun behind me, in front of me, is about to set in a couple of hours. I'm going for brim for that last light bite. Got the light gear, gonna be throwing around the Z-Man grub first up just to see, you know, just see if there's anything about. Check the water, tannin stained, which is fantastic, especially up the river. Whoa, almost tripped over there. But yeah, before I fall into the river with you guys as well, we're gonna get started. So let's hit it. There we go, on right away. That's it, on already, man. Wow, that's a brim. I think I hooked it in the sticks. You can see right here, guys, just right here. Don't get me inside there. No, yep, that's right. Just gonna angle it. It's a nice one. It's a nice brim. Just gotta tire it out there. I'm just trying to get the net off the bag here, and I'm struggling big time, guys. There we go. All right, is it gonna get me? No, it's not. I've got the net here. Let's put my bags down. This is almost ready. What do you guys reckon? Look at that brown bronze color. Got it right here. How can I net him? Let's get down here. Trying not to slip in the water here. All right, guys, there he is. I think that's a good hook up on the corner of the mouth. As long as I don't pull it now. That was exciting. Right in the sticks. Here we go. Oh, almost. There we go. Ease it in. Yes. Oh, guys, check that out. All right, guys, we just got a nice brim. I'll just show you right here. Down just over here, guys. It's right over here, guys. Check that brim out. Looks fantastic. I'm gonna grab it right now. Barely looks like a regular yellowfin, huh? We'll leave this one up with the bait. Let's extract that hook for you, buddy. That's a good hook up right in the top jaw there. Let's get that pop. Pop. There we go. Out pops the motor oil. The Z-Man 2.5-inch grubs. All right, off you go, big girl. When you're ready. See you later. Wow. All right, guys, I've just had another cast back out where I was. I was just doing really light twitches and keeping it on the roll. Just a little bit more than I would normally do. Because the water is shallow and the water, there's not much movement here in this area. I want that lure to just come up off the bottom and get their attention and then glide back down, if that makes sense. I had about a half a dozen casts before I hooked that fish. Not sure whether that was a hit or hitting a snag. Oh, that was definitely a hit. See that rod tip just get pulled into the water? My gosh. There we go, on. It did all the work that time. See that rod just loaded up? I'm gonna put power on. I need to get it out underneath the snag there. What is it? It's a flatty. This one's a flatty, guys. Oh, it's going hard. It's going hard. Oh. Buckling my rod. Buckling my edge here. There we go. All right, gonna need a net. This is a net job, guys. Net job right here. Let me go get the net. It's getting close. Without falling into the Georges River. It's just right there. I think the leader is in a bad position, so it could saw me off. Come back around, mate. This way, buddy. Red net riding over here, waiting over here. Here we go. That's it. Let's play ball. Yeah. I gotcha, buddy. Let's flip over the bail arm so I don't tip my rod. Oh, guys, there's a flatty. Let's pick him up over here. He's just spat my Z-Man grub right over here. You can see right there. It's just spat it up. Let's get him up here. Thrasher. Oh, check that out. Not a bad one, guys. Look at that. Besides all the grass on it, all the grass clippings. Okay, see you later, mate. Great fun. Whoa. There's no cast room. See, on my left, on my right, above, nothing but trees, nothing but problems and headaches. Let's have another cast right here, spinning it like that. And then just letting it go, and I've got about 5 meters. On the bottom. We're on. We're on something small. It's a little flathead, I think. 3, 2, 1. Wow, in the sticks, guys. Oh, well, I don't know if you guys saw me do that weird spinny circle cast. Just get the cast in there, because there's no other way to get it in there. And this little guy hit it. I'm so surprised. Just a little tacker, but they're all the same. They're all good fun. Here we go. Got to be careful so I don't get spiked. Spiked avoided. There's the lure. Let's throw him back right there. See you later, mate. See you later. There we go. Oh yes, we're on. We're on right here. It's a flatty, I guess. Yes, it is. Oh, in close quarters, guys. Oh, probably had another like half an hour of casting for no result, and then just working the edges. It's going around the place, and I finally picked up the next fish. And just grab you right there, not get spikety spiked. There we are, guys. Pretty much just right under the overhang right there. Let's pop this out. Boop. Easy does it. Off you go, mate. See you later, buddy. Just retying that on. Another terminal. And right, there we are. Good as new. Deep. There we go. Oh, no. Drop that fish, guys. Right there, just dropped it. It was on the very next cast. There we go. Oh, dropped it again. No. Oh, no. Oh, let's hurry. Fix this up. Let's get it back out there. There we go. On. Go hard. That felt like a good hit. Yes, it is. Whoa. Getting smoked a bit. Wow. It's a brim. Felt the hit. It was so good. I knew I had to go a little bit hard. There he is. He's right on the top. Wow! He's not done. He's not done. He doesn't look that big either. What is that? That's actually a nice brim. Here we go. Yes! Ho ho ho, look at that chunk. Such a nice brim, this one. Another dark one. Oh, this is a great session, guys. Can't complain. Look at that. Wasn't losing that. That's inside on the top as well, and it's like buried. And I got him over there. Just see that bit of wood sticking out. I cast around it and I hopped it over halfway in, and it just ping. I felt that hit. So good. There you are, buddy. I'm gonna hold you in the water so you can revive a bit. Nice brown one here. Oh, it's gone. Right, just right after that nice fat brim. Having another cast. That sun is continuing to go down. All right, guys, the battery cut out halfway through that explanation. I was just saying I was just working extra slow and extra deliberately. That's all I can really say. Just very deliberate, slow movements. Not trying to scare up the place. Just nice, gradual, slow movements and lifts and rolls as well. So I'm doing a lot more rolling than I normally would as well. Normally I'm really aggressive on the little twitches. And this time I'm trying not to do that all that much. Still doing it, but this is what it means to modify your technique for the conditions. It's what's working for me right now, so I'm really, really happy about that. Oh my gosh. Just got pumped 3 times. Wow, how could I not hook up there? I was just waiting for it to just load up, and it didn't happen. Unbelievable. The wind's blowing against me. It's causing this ripple. It's giving me cover. It's giving the fish cover. The sun is still setting. It's in the low light period now. Should see a little bit more action. They should come on the bite if they haven't already, which they obviously already have. There we go, on. Wow, holy, what a run. My gosh. Wow. What's it doing? What's it doing? What's it doing? What's it doing? All right, let's go get, oh my God, don't get me, don't get me. Don't get me, don't get me. Come on, Edge, keep it up here. Holy, wow. Wow, please let me land this. I'm gonna take off my bag. Wow. 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 It's inside there. Please don't dust me. Oh, please don't. I can't bring him in because of these sticks here. But I can't keep him out there either because he's finding out all the edges have snags. Wow. This has got to be a good brim. It's got to be. Look at that. When they don't really head shake and they're just holding their ground like this, please don't pull the hook. Oh no, what was that? Phone, please. Phone. Everything's going. Everything's happening. It's all happening at the MCG, guys. What's going on here? I don't want to loosen that drag. There we go. There's the brim. He's coming up now. Holy. Wow. Another cracker. Let's get that net. 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 Got it here, got it here. Oh man, this is so bad. I think I tip wrapped. Make it quick, I'm tip wrapped. Yes! Woo! There we go, guys. Oh wow, it's been my lucky day, guys. I'm shaking a bit. Unexpected, another one. Picking it up right now, guys. Just picking this beast up. There we are. So stoked, so happy with this. Wow. Rightio, guys. One last look at the fish. Look at the head on that. The girth on her. Unbelievable. Let's let her go. Gonna lower it into the water. There we go. She just needs a little bit of a squeeze on the tail. So good. Oh, I can't complain. What a session. What can I say? That was so good. So stoked with that. So how was that clip, guys? I really enjoyed myself in that session, fishing Sydney's infamous Georges River system. Tannensane waters like that, tidal flow, caused the bait to basically stack up along the edges, and that's pretty much where I found all the fish in that one. And now moving on, if you guys are enjoying the show, wherever you're watching from, whether you're watching from Rex Hunt's Fishing Adventures, Starlo Gets Real channel, or myself, my own channel, Shroom, make sure you support the Fishing Hub, this particular show, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to all our channels, of course. And if you guys have any advice or any feedback, you can contact any one of us on any of our channels, and we'll be happy to hear about it. And guys, that's enough babbling on from me. Gonna throw this show and send it back Starlo's way.
Thanks, Shroom. It's great to have you on the show. We love having you, and we know the viewers love having you as well. How good was his clip? And I'll tell you what, anyone that reckons that brim don't fight, how hard did that second brim go in particular? Interesting too, they looked like southern black brim to me, which is quite interesting being caught in the Georges River in Sydney. I know that their range extends further north than that, but they're not often thought of as being a common catch around Sydney. Interesting stuff. All right, back into the archives now. We're going back in time again, not quite as far as we did with tonight's first clip, but we're going back to Eco Beach south of Broome, and it's Rex and myself chasing threadfin salmon on fly. We had an absolute blast doing this. Hope you enjoy watching it.
Well folks, the crack of dawn at Eco Beach Resort, just something special, a beautiful brekkie and a 15-kilometre run along some of the best coastline in our great nation. Where on earth are we?
Well, I've brought you up to Yardigar Creek. As you say, it's only about 15 kilometres from Eco Beach, and Dan and Patches, who are the guides there, tell me that this is one of the best places in Western Australia to catch big golden threadfin salmon on fly gear, and that's something I wanted to do all my life. This little part of the creek here, Rex, they actually call it Can't Miss Corner.
What's that again?
Can't Miss Corner.
So when I go looking for these two blokes, Dan and Patches, is it?
That's it.
And the name of the creek again?
Yardigar.
And the name of the corner?
Can't Miss.
Thank you very much. Let's see if they're fair dinkum.
Okay.
Because if they're not... Oh, did you see that, Steve?
Nail that.
Did you see that? And what I did, took off the big deceiver, put on a little pink thing with the lead eyes, and just allowed it to sink, and had two cranks just near that tree. And thank your mother for the rabbits. Oh, gee whiz. He actually inhaled it, spat it out, and came again.
Yep.
Wowee.
Certainly sounds like a salmon. I'll put my money on it being one of these
does.
golden threadfin.
He's got some power in him.
Good fish,
Yeah,
Rex.
he wants to go, actually. With a bigger fish, what I like to do, folks, is get the line back on the reel as quick as I can. A lot of you have seen Stephen and I and Bushy, we're actually we're stripping the line, and then we hook a fish and we continue to strip it. You know, lift and just retrieve the line in our hands. But what I like to do with these, particularly when you've got all this artillery over here in the form of mangrove roots and snags, we've got to keep them out of there, so I properly adjust the drag on this particular fly reel, and therefore when he runs he's under a bit of pressure, because I can't put the same pressure from my hand because it's just slipping through without that pressure of the drag. Oh, it's a beautiful fish.
Yep.
He might be just about ready for you. Oh, what a super fish, Steve.
He's still got some kick in him. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
I got him.
Oh, what a super fish. Good job.
Oh.
You're the man. You're the encyclopedia, not only the human incinerator, but the walking encyclopedia. Threadfin salmon as against blue salmon. Away you go.
Well, the colour for a start, the blue salmon are that steely grey or blue colour. These guys have got more gold in them and they're very pale on the belly. And these much longer whiskers. The blue salmon have got some whiskers, but look at these. They come out ahead of the pectoral fins here. And apparently they're loaded with sensory organs and taste buds and so forth, and they can actually taste things in the water with them, a bit like a snake uses its tongue.
A lot of the magazines at times have terrific articles on how to release fish. We do a lot of releasing, but it's been a while and we've probably got new people looking at our catch, kiss and release methods. But just run us through the proper way to release a fish.
You do the kissing,
yeah,
and I'll do the releasing.
With an above average chance of the fish surviving.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, you're supporting the weight, and that's good.
Yeah, don't hang him up by the bottom jaw, which stretches the vertebrae and puts a lot of pressure on the gills. This bloke's ready to go. Support him under the middle, thumb in the jaw. Now I'm going to put him in the water here, and I'm not going to just immediately let him go. I'm just going to let him get some water back through his gills. Look at the way he's putting those filaments forward now and actually touching my hand with them. That's his version of fingers or a hand that he can reach forward and taste things with. And I'd put money on the fact that that's what he was doing to Rex's fly. When Rex felt that tap, tap, oh yeah, he's nice and healthy. The tail's working, he's chewing on my thumb. He's ready to go, and when I'm happy that he's ready to go, I just point him in the right direction. And off he goes.
Well done, Stephen. What's there? And
on the tree trunks there, it looks like it might have dropped an inch or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
Starting to drop now.
Just turned.
Oh, mate,
he hit that and came straight to the surface. I had that fly down a good 6 or 8 feet, I'd say, and he just bolted straight up to the surface.
Oh, nice fish.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are beautiful.
Woo, look at that. Oh, gosh, they're lovely.
Aren't they?
Whoa, he's not finished yet. They sort of save a bit, don't they?
Do. Save a bit for the camera.
Whoa.
Gee, what a nice fish.
A little short shot tippet there.
What a nice fish. Open up your mouth there, mate.
There you go.
Open up your mouth there for Rexy.
He's clamped those jaws together, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
You got him.
Beautiful fish.
Well done. Thanks,
Yep.
Rex.
Look at that fly.
Do you know he had 2 or 3 goes at that, and it's just the softest little tap
Look
tap.
at that, and it just actually fell out.
Yep.
Isn't that just fantastic?
Oh.
Your first one on fly, mate.
It is indeed.
Isn't that a beautiful fish?
I've been waiting for this for a long time. Look at these.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Are they unique to Australia?
No, they're found in parts of Southeast Asia as well, and up into the Bay of Bengal near India. Oh,
Yeah.
Rex, they're hitting bait out here. They're definitely around. But they're a wonderful, wonderful fish.
Yeah, there you are. Well, I'll let him go. Give him a bit of a kiss and see if he's okay.
Oh, he's all right.
He's gone just straight away.
Thanks,
well
mate.
done, congratulations. So, on international television, the human incinerator loses his status of never having caught a threadfin salmon on fly. And I tell you what, folks, if I don't hurry up, he's going to be in there on that one, because it's very, very hard talking to you people when there's fish to be caught. Excuse me, folks. This is Rex on Fishing Adventures, but I'm going to catch a fish. He wouldn't have taken both flies, would he?
Oh, I don't know, Rex.
Funny things have happened, mate. Funny
This
things
does
have
look a
happened.
bit strange.
Oh, surely he wouldn't have.
Well, my line went strangely slack just before you got on. I'm just wondering if
Have you got weight on yours?
Yeah.
And I've got weight on mine. I reckon he's got both.
He's picked my fly up and swum forward in the water and eaten yours.
I reckon he's eaten yours and mine's gone past. I thought I'll get on Starling's territory here. And I reckon, folks, if you enjoyed a little bit of a 50 cents each way, you better actually come with us. And Steve's, look at your fly down on the bottom of him. And look at, now this is a first on television for us. That is incredible that we've both hooked the same fish.
Well, that wouldn't happen again in a million years, Rex.
How about that? Come here, mate. And have a look at that. Bingo. And there's Stephen's fly.
Pick him up on the side, and yours is where it should be.
Oh, look at that. Right in the middle of his gob.
Yep, that'll come out easily.
It will too.
There you go.
Isn't that just fantastic? Well, there you are, folks. It's the Hunt and Starling show. How about that? We'll give him 3 kilo, won't we?
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
Beautiful. I'll just let him go. And, oh, he wants to go. Off you go if you want to go. Go on, go on, go on. There he goes. It's as simple as that. Well, I'm actually going to speak to the Premier in Perth tomorrow on the way back to broadcast the footy in Melbourne. We're going to rename Eco Beach Threadfin Salmon Beach. Threadfin Salmon River. I might actually say to the Premier, we'll rename Western Australia Western Threadfin Salmon. I am an idiot, I know, folks, but we have a lot of fun, don't we, Stephen?
We sure do, especially in places like this.
We have a lot of fun, we mean well. Fishing's fun. We hope you too get into fishing because we enjoy bringing it to you. Eco Beach, you better be quick because I'm going to book the joint out. Thank you very much.
Catching those critters on a fly rod is just too much fun, and unfortunately it's something I can only dream about at the moment down here in a cool southern spring under lockdown, but I hope to get back to that part of the world one day in the future. Now, tides were obviously really important to what Rex and I were doing, chasing those threadfin salmon, and they're important to so much of saltwater fishing. So I just want to show you a quick little explainer talk that I gave on the Yamaha stand at the Sydney Boat Show a couple of years ago, talking about the practical impacts of tides on both forage fish and predators, and where and when to look for them both, particularly in an estuary situation. Now pay attention to this because it might have the answer in it that you'll need to know to pick up that beautiful handcrafted timber RT Broughton lure that we're giving away at the end of the show. So watch carefully. One of the ways I like to explain to people how to read an estuary is to work the tides. It's all tidally related, whether you've got 1 metre of movement or 3 or 4 metres of movement in that tide. And I like to divide fish into two groups. There are the foragers, they're the brim and the whiting, the small flathead, the flounder, all those smaller fish that eat shrimps and prawns and mussels and worms, and they use the rising tide like an escalator to get up onto the sand flat. So they're on the front of that rising tide and up they go, and that's when I hunt for those kind of fish, using those natural baits or lures or flies that imitate them. Then the tide turns and the whole thing switches around and it favours the predators on the run-out tide. That's the big flathead, the tailor, the dewies, up north, the barramundi and the mangrove jacks and the trevally. They all come into their own as that tide drains off the flats and forces all those forage fish and all those bait fish back into the deeper channels. And then you need to look for the neck down points in the highway, the intersections, the little gutters that come off the flats, the creek mouths that run into the main stream. That's where the action's going to be. Open your eyes, observe what's going on around you, and you will catch fish. I hope that helped you get a better idea of how the tidal movements influence the behaviour and the location of both forage species and predators, particularly in our estuaries. And speaking of forage fish and predators, there's one food source in the estuaries that they nearly all eat, and that's the humble pink nipper or saltwater yabby or bass yabby, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you live around the country. These burrowing crustaceans make absolutely superb bait, and they're easy enough to collect. Here's a quick little clip that I did for my Starlo Gets Real YouTube channel, showing you how best to catch yabbies for bait. A yabby pump is used by pushing its tube down into the sand or mud, then pulling the handle up to create suction. Our shallow estuary flats are loaded with free bait. Go when the tide's low and look for areas with lots of little burrows. Use your pump to suck up sand and squirt it onto the edge. Then search for the critters that made those burrows. Most will be saltwater yabbies, also called pink nippers, but you might find worms and little crabs too. They're all great bait. This is a fun activity that gets everyone involved, but be careful of those sharp claws. They can give you a painful nip. The best burrows are the ones with raised rims that look like tiny volcanoes. Keep your baits alive in a bucket of clean salt water, but be sure to take only as many as you need and always stick to the bag limits and other rules. And of course, only gather bait where you're allowed to. It shouldn't take more than an hour or so to collect enough bait for your whole group, and then it's time to go fishing. Very hard to beat saltwater yabbies, bass yabbies, pink nippers as bait in the salt water. But we've had a lot of salt tonight and it might be time to rinse it off with a bit of fresh water. So we're going to cross over for the very first time on the Fishing Hub to our new co-presenter, Robbie Alexander from Robbie's Fishing. I love Robbie's stuff. I often watch it on YouTube and I know that a lot of you do as well. He's going to take us fishing for redfin, perch and yellowbelly and teach us some very important lessons. And I'll give you a little tip. The answer to the question that you'll need to know to win the RT Broughton handcrafted timber lure is going to be in this segment of Robbie's. So watch carefully. Over to you, Robbie.
Thanks very much, Starlo, and a big thanks to you and Rex and Bob for inviting me on to be a part of this program. Back in the 1990s, the year of the big logjam in the Mordiella Creek, as Rex would say, I was a huge fan of the Rex Hunt Fishing Show. I used to watch it every Saturday without fail. Rex, Bushy and Starlo, I watched all the segments. Those guys are my idols. They were my heroes. And here we are, 30 years later, and they are still inspiring me so much. They're still my heroes. And to be invited to present with them on this show is just an absolute honour for me. So thank you very much. Now, tonight, my video, the video that I'm bringing to the table, it's a redfin fishing video. I'm kayak fishing for redfin with soft plastics, and I'm fishing in Lake Samble, which is a small lake in the middle of the township of Beechworth. It had been really, really hot, and I just wanted to go up in the hills where it was a bit cooler. I went for a swim, a paddle, a swim and a paddle. I incorporated swimming and fishing. But this video doesn't just show me catching fish, it captures what life is like for me in summer. Swimming in the clear water, paddling with wet hair to cool down, catching a couple of fish, telling a crazy joke. This is one of my favourites, and it's nothing special, but it's just something that I really like just because it shows what summer life is all about here in northeast Victoria. And right now as I sit here, outside it is currently around about 10 degrees. It's snowing on the hills about 45 minutes that way, and it's the middle of September and it's a late season cold blast, and watching this video in the middle of a cold day really makes me long for these warm summer days so that I can go and do it all again. Kayak fishing for redfin at Lake Samble in Beechworth. I hope you enjoy it. I'm sick and tired of going Murray cod fishing and catching nothing. So today I've come up to Lake Samble to see if I can catch a redfin or a yellowbelly. Right, now I'm up here with two different rod and reel outfits today. This is one of my main two spinning rods. I'm starting off with a Strike Tiger nymph in banana split colour and a 1/16 ounce jig head. And on this rod, which I just tangled with the other rod, I've got a Damiki blade. This is a little lightweight bait caster setup that I caught that Murray cod on at Lake Buffalo recently. I've got a 7-gram Damiki blade on there. I'll flick the soft plastic around for a while and see if I can pick up a couple of reddies, and then I'm going to cast the blade and fish it down deep and hopefully catch either a bigger redfin or a yellowbelly. That's the plan. Got him. Yes. Yes. Bit of weight in this fish. It's a lovely redfin, look at that. You little beauty. Then I'm going to look at my camera now to make sure I'm recording. Yep, I'm recording. I am recording. I haven't got a landing net. I've got to tell you a funny story. I went to grab my landing net and it was full of redbacks. So I've left it out in the hot sun and I'll bring it next time. I'm going to try and thumb this fish. There we go, folks, look at that. You little ripper. What a lovely redfin caught on the Strike Tiger nymph in banana split colour, and that is going straight in the esky. That is an esky fish for sure. Get a couple of quick picks. Rightio folks, just pulled the plastic off the jig head a little bit, but that's okay, I can fix that pretty quickly. That is a very nice redfin, and I'm putting him in the esky and I'm going to take him home for a feed. You little ripper. I think I've just caught one fish more than I would have caught if I'd gone Murray cod fishing tonight. Now, although the banana split caught me that nice redfin, I'm going to change to my favourite colour, the white bait pearl. This is my favourite redfin colour. And the reason for the change because I've been fishing for quite a while to catch that one fish. Haven't had any other hook, like strikes or hits or anything, so I might just change colour and just see if that makes any difference. Right, folks, I'm on to a good one. Yes, another nice redfin. You little beauty. There you go, folks. Not quite as nice as the first one, but big enough for the esky. I'm going to quickly break his neck and drop my soft plastic down there, back down in case there's a school there. You little ripper. I'm going to put him. Now that redfin hit that plastic as it was sinking just in here, so it's hard to see exactly where I was because the wind's blowing me around a bit. But he hit that on the sink. As the plastic was sinking down, he hit that. Got another, oh, I lost him. Had another one on exactly the same spot. Oh, that's cool. I just got back on the water. I went back to the car for a quick drink and a swim and to gut those couple of redfin. Anyway, you wouldn't believe what happened. There was these two bullies over there. They were bashing up a little boy. So I stepped in to help. That little boy didn't stand a chance against the three of us. It's right on sunset, the magic hour. And I have switched to this Demiki Volt 42 blade to try and catch a yellow belly. I find yellow belly are often more active this time of the night, and I find that they just love metallic lures, whether it's a spinner bait or a bladed spinner. So it's a good time of night to catch yellow belly. I'm in a lake with yellow belly in it, and I'm using a lure that I've caught yellow belly on in the past. The rest is in the hands of the fishing gods. Rightio folks, now I only caught the two redfin and there was no yellow belly to be seen. But here's some food for thought. I only caught the two redfin, but I'm taking home two more redfin than I've taken home from my last 4 trips to Lake William Hovell. Food for thought, or food for my tummy? It's both.
Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, why not give me a big fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.
How good is Robbie Alexander? I absolutely love his YouTube channel. If you don't already subscribe to it, make sure you get over there, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to it, hit the little bell icon so that you get notifications of his new videos, because they're coming up all the time. His channel's called Robbiefishing. While you're at it, make sure you do exactly the same thing to my Starlo Gets Real channel, to Rex's Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures channel, and to Shroom's channel. They're all well worth having a look at. We've got new stuff coming out all the time. Now, tonight's show has been absolutely huge, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank the bloke that you don't see on screen, Bob Grieve. He's back in our studio in Melbourne pulling all this stuff together. He was Rex's producer for many, many years throughout the Rex Hunt Fishing Adventure days, and he still does a fantastic job. So big thumbs up to you, Bob. You're doing a top job. Oh, and it's time to give away our prize. Remember, the RT Broughton handcrafted timber lure made by my good mate Ray Broughton. It's time to give it away now, and the question I'm going to ask is based on Robbiefishing's segment that we just watched. How many redfin did Robbie land at Lake Sambal during that session? He took them home for dinner. How many were there? I know you're already jumping on. I'm getting all the answers. So look, anyone that gets it right will go in the draw to win this. I think there'll be quite a few of you in the draw by the way the screen's lighting up. Well, look, that's just about it for tonight. Like I said, definitely our biggest and most ambitious fishing hub to date. We'll be back next Thursday night. The show might not be quite as big. It might be bigger. We'll just see. A lot of it depends on the feedback that we get from you. So please let us know. What do you think of the show? Is it worth us continuing to do it? Which direction do you want us to go in? What are some of the topics you'd like to see us cover? We'd love to hear from you. If you didn't get a chance to jump on tonight, make a comment, or if you're watching this after the event, because don't forget, the shows stay up on our YouTube channels after the live stream. If you can make a comment underneath and let us know on the YouTube channels, or you can jump onto one of our Facebook pages and let us know what you'd like to see. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate your attention. I know it's been a long show, but I hope you've enjoyed it. This is Starlo wishing you tight lines.